Hi, my name is Dr. Yolanda.Columbus, and I'm the founder and the performance architect for Make Moves, Not Excuses. I've spent over a decade dismantling the single biggest bottleneck that kills deals, delays schedules, and erodes margins: human friction. My lowest point was back in 2012. I was managing a major institutional rollout with a hard regulatory deadline, and the key decision makers had gone completely dark, ghost. I wasted weeks sending requests into a void, watching the clock run out while stakeholder paralysis threatened to derail the entire initiative. That was the moment I cracked the code. Instead of waiting for permission, I mapped the network of influence of my department, bypassed the bottleneck, and forced the approval. I turned that realization into a repeatable operational habit. By 2020, I had watched a group of investors talk in circles for years about launching a real estate firm, completely paralyzed by overwhelm. During COVID, I stepped in and applied that exact same methodology. Within 60 days, we stripped away the hesitation, drafted the operating framework, aligned the stakeholders, and officially launched. And I didn't stop there. By 2023, this process wasn't just a method, it was a machine. I used it to launch my second real estate investment firm, proving that once you systematically remove human hesitation, velocity and execution become inevitable. Since then, I've used this exact framework to cut through the noise, force execution, and help leaders turn stalled conversations into active, revenue-generating projects. And you don't have the time to let team friction bleed your project margins, and you shouldn't have to manage the gridlock yourself. You need a system that engineers the resistance out of the equation so that your team can do what you hired them to do: execute. That is exactly why I created the Performance Architect in Residence program. This isn't just consulting. I integrate directly into your operational ecosystem to identify the bottlenecks, align your stakeholders, and install the exact execution engine I've used to launch firms and bypass regulatory gridlock. I act as the architect for your team performance, ensuring that your projects move from stalled conversations to stabilized assets. So, if you have a project that is stuck, a team that is out of alignment, or a deadline you cannot afford to miss, it's time to remove the friction. Click the link below to secure your partnership with a performance architect in residence, and let's get your team executing.